Each week, we like to bring you LaxWrap. It's lacrosse with defense like this back slap. We've got shots for the score and fakes you'll abhor. Give and goes ending with behind the back. We'll highlight the best of the dimes, though they fail to score sometimes. Watch out for the turnover, especially this cage rover, while weaving goals into our rhymes. We're careful to tiptoe the crease, or spread them out and fire, if we please. Our inside moves are nifty. Our footwork is shifty. And I'm sorry, but that shot was just filthy. Ring around the goalie, we all fall down. Slip past the check and score, and then clown. It's LaxWrap, right now. Hey, hello again, LaxRatz Nation, and welcome to week 8 of LaxWrap. Chopper here, joined by Tauli and the coach. We've got a full slate, and let's get to it. Tauli, why don't you bring us up to date on what's been going on the girls' side?
You got it, Chopper. Starting with a Zoom chat, I chatted with two sisters, Sammy and Jackie Nuchow at Chaminade. They are headed off to Vanderbilt, and here is our chat over Zoom. Joined by the Nuchow twins from Chaminade. They are seniors. If you could start by introducing yourself so they know who you two girls are.
I'm Jackie Nuchow. I'm Sammy Nuchow.
How are you two ladies doing?
We're good.
And it's the first time I get to chat with you. I know I was chatting with your mom before the pandemic. It would be essentially your junior year, and then everything shut down. What did you two ladies do to prepare for lacrosse, even during that downtime for this monster senior season you two girls are having?
Well, during quarantine, that was a big time for us to really focus on things we had to work on. So we did Zoom practices all the time. So we got a coach from Maryland, and so we would Zoom with him in the mornings, and we would just rip up our grass in the backyard, working on dodges and one-on-ones. Yeah, we just set up our computer like on a little chair, like make sure we had an umbrella over it so our computer didn't overheat. We would just set up one cone, do 1v1s over and over and over again. The two of us, I'm an attacker, Jackie's a defensive player. So like we kind of just used that to our advantage, ripped up our grass, shot on our goal, like ripped holes in it. Like we just went until like we got a bunch of reps in, and then we would work out on our own. We started lifting a bunch and just kind of focusing on stuff that like we didn't really have time for during the beginning of junior year. It was so busy with school and SATs and tournaments and season, like it got so busy, and then quarantine was kind of like, okay, we have nothing to do, like let's really focus on what we can and kind of take advantage of this downtime.
Also got a chance to check out a few new schools. I was at Foothill as they took on Edison and put a stomp on them, 12-2. They have 5 seniors at Foothill, and they just celebrated senior night. One of their top seniors, Andy Pomeroy, will be headed off to Cincinnati. And another school I checked in on is PV visiting Redondo. That was that big rematch. I did get interviews with head coach PV, Todd Dearborn, with audio, Chopper. It was an amazing game. PV lost 16-8, but here's what Todd Dearborn had to say about his team and the confidence they had on the field this game.
The confidence that your team brought out immediately with the score right off the bat, if you can elaborate a little more on that.
Confidence is everything with this team. We have a really young team. There are a number of freshmen, sophomores, people who haven't been in these situations when you're playing for a championship, right? A league championship and your big rival. And so it's those little moments that we try to build on and make sure that the young ones understand what confidence does for them and what it can do for a team. At the end of the first half, a key save from our freshman goalie. At the end of the game, a key interception from our freshman freshman goalie, right? It's these little moments, especially on our team, that it means everything. And so we had this really good conversation at halftime. It was very similar. One of the things we talked about was in the first game against Redondo, there were a lot of areas that we need to work on. Well, we worked on those and we were much better in this game. They didn't get out to that huge lead. It was really pretty close for most of the game here. And we had a lot of good things going on. As soon as we started to figure out how to shoot a little bit better, their goalie, Morgan, is so good. I mean, she is just absolutely fantastic. And so you have to move her. A shot has to be off a fake. It's got to be a quick stick. It's got to come in from a pass. But all of a sudden, we remembered that and we talked about it at halftime. And sure enough, here comes our senior captain, Emily Tipperwitz, and she got so much confidence and started to move the defense. She was able to change her speed. She was doing redodges and then moving the goalie. She was faking high and shooting low and shooting back to where she came from. All of a sudden, the ball starts going in and you hear everything changes. Everybody on the field comes up. You can start hearing everybody on the sidelines and that excitement, and things really start to build. It is so important for a young team like ours to see those things and feel those things. And it just, sometimes it takes a little bit of time. But I am so proud of this team for the progress that we made between the last game and this game.
You can watch the full interview on our YouTube channel.
As Chopper and Coach mention all the time, to send us your updates, send us what's going on, who won, who lost. Royal High School sent us an update. They're having an amazing season. They beat some top schools like Westlake, Agora, Oak Park. So please, if you are watching this, send us what's going on with your team and we will shout you out and hope to cover your team soon. I visited Bosco again on Sunday and checked in on SCILL. I chatted with Silverfin, Patrick Smith. They established this league in 2007. They're based up in Thousand Oaks, and he talked about the challenges they faced during COVID, but that didn't stop them from playing and, of course, doing so safely. They traveled down to Bosco to get the boys to be able to play on the field. So here's what he had to say.
It just came down here, enjoying this with Chris Jewett and the group down here at Bosco. We've been getting games on and off all spring, and we've been really lucky to do that. They've been providing access to the facility. We've had a lot of fun down here. We've seen some good teams, some teams that we may not ordinarily see being up north in Thousand Oaks, which has been a lot of fun. What's unique for us this spring is that we've changed it up a little bit. I mean, typically we've gone back into some of the more local stuff and let everybody do that and then come back together. But this year we've stayed together in the spring, which is unique. That's a little bit more like the LA model with guys like South Bay and Dragons, things like that. So we've had a lot of fun, been getting games at Cal Lutheran, down here at Bosco. We played everybody we can in SoCal that's in striking distance. We're seeing our 4th and 5th graders come down and they're having a lot of fun. They're seeing a totally diverse group of teams that we play against. Usually we'll put our 6th graders into our 6, 7, 8 because those guys have been together for a while. They're tournament type players, so we'll put them at the middle school level just to give them the right level of competition. But overall, there's kind of something for everybody down here, and I've really enjoyed the different groups of teams that we've seen. It's kind of all over the spectrum, but there's a lot of good lacrosse we played, and I'm really been happy with it. So really, I've enjoyed watching lacrosse come back to life over the last couple months. It's been a lot of fun.
It was another busy week, but I love chatting with everyone. That's the updates that we have here on the girls' side. I look forward to week 9. We're already closing in on the season. Playoffs are coming soon, so I'm going to toss it back to you, Chopper.
All right, hey, Tauli, before you get out of here, let's talk a little bit about the playoffs. So first of all, you've been to a lot of games. You've certainly looked in on a lot of games. Any team or teams that are starting to show themselves as the best shots or the best seeds?
Foothill has definitely had my eye all season long. Another game that I am looking forward to see that it will make a big difference in the seeding here. That's Redondo playing Mater Dei coming up. I would love to see that outcome. And then I don't want to also forget Newbury Park. They have had a tremendous season too. So I'd love to see where they lie up on the seeding as well.
Great. Okay, one last thing. Let's talk about players, because you've seen and followed some players. Any 1 or 2 or 3 players that have stuck out in your mind as having had really great seasons this year?
Absolutely. I mentioned Andy Pomeroy earlier. She's off to Cincinnati next year for college. She's currently a senior at Foothill. But another top player that has really stood out to me, I've now watched her for about 2 seasons, is Jordan Davis at Redondo Union. She's off to University of New Hampshire after this season. So those are 2 top players that have always caught my eye.
Sounds good. Good luck to both those players as well as anybody else that's finishing up their year and hoping to play in the future. Thanks, Tauli. All right, Coach, let's toss it over to you. What is going on the boys' side?
What's going on, Chopper? Great to see you. Yeah, caught up with Coach Michael Finley over at Orange Lutheran High School. One of the great guys coaching Southern California lacrosse. I absolutely love this guy. Known him for years. He was at Foothill High School for years and years, coaching when they were dominating everyone. We always have great conversations. We actually figured out about a year ago that we played against each other in high school when he was at Phillips Andover, and now he's doing an awesome job at Orange Lutheran, starting a new program over there. Also want to add on to that it's pretty exciting that the Trinity League, one of the top academic and athletic institutions in the country in terms of leagues go, is starting to embrace and like lacrosse. And that's exciting and very good for the sport in California. So let's hear what Coach Finley had to say.
Hey, I'm Coach Michael Finley with the Orange Lutheran Lancers. We actually, as a program, we're getting into what's really our second year. We started the program 3 years ago, and with COVID being what it was, we sort of looked at this opportunity as like a new start, a new beginning. So we actually have no seniors out here on the field right now. We're juniors on down. And so we're really just teaching the game, growing it. We're in an area in Orange County that has really kind of been underserved for lacrosse, and there's a lot of interest in picking up the sport and giving that opportunity to the boys. In the middle 2 months of June, we're actually going to be having youth camps for grades 3 through 9 for both new and experienced players, and then we hope to put some groups together to get in some tournaments over the summer. But yeah, it's just great to be back out on the field and getting back to lacrosse and growing the sport. So happy to be out here. Thanks.
I have 2 players of the week from the Southern California Independent Lacrosse League. They're from Silverfin, Yoni and Ben Smith. Ben's dad actually runs Silverfin, my good friend Pat Smith, and played at Garden City and then at Navy. And I'm going to say that Ben is a much better player than his father was. And I think, okay. But let's see what they have to say.
Hi, my name is Yoni Cohen. I play for Silverfin Lacrosse. I'm in 2027, and I had 2 goals and 1 assist today.
Who's your favorite player?
Oh, favorite player, Matt Ramlow.
Nice.
My name is Ben Smith. I'm a 2028. I had 2 goals, 2 assists today, and I play for Silverfin Lacrosse, and my favorite college player was Mac O'Keefe.
Caught up with my buddy Ness, who started Black Star Lacrosse over in Inglewood. He's doing a lot of good. They're a great program. He's joined the Southern California Independent Lacrosse League this year. They look fantastic. Here's what he has to say, and he's got 2 coaches with him.
Hello everyone, my name is Nes Geffard. I'm with my fellow coaches Brendan Murphy and Cameron Lyons. I am the founder of Black Star Lacrosse Club. It is a lacrosse club founded in Inglewood, California, mainly around and surrounding cities. And our whole thing is we're just trying to increase diversity in lacrosse. We're trying to get more kids who don't have the opportunity to play, and we're just trying to have as much fun as possible, maybe create some opportunities for them to go play in other schools or get scholarships or different academic opportunities, or if at the minimum, just get the leadership skills, the teamwork skills that you get playing sports like lacrosse. For me, it's real simple. I love the game. I still play it. I play on the Irvine Skyfire. I also play on the LA King Cheetahs. So I just want to be around the game. I just want to coach the community that I live in, and I just want to have fun doing it. So, luckily the community's embracing it, and that's really all for me. I hope that our kids just take advantage of the opportunities that they get, and we can keep finding it. Thank you, Bosco, for giving us that opportunity to be in this league. Thank you, Leverage, for giving us the opportunity to be in this league. We joined late, and that's it for me. You guys have anything to say?
It's all about diversifying the experience of people playing this sport. Doesn't matter who or where, just gotta make it so you're getting the same thing over and over.
That's right. I'm Coach Cam. I've been assisting Ness, since when, about October or so? Yep. Program started just with private lessons. Since then, Ness kind of, that connection came through. He asked for assistance. I came to a beach day, and next thing I know, I'm being called coach. Just kind of helping Ness get it run off the ground. My experience comes out of, I'm an alumni out of Culver. Yep. Still keep in contact with the sports and with the players, alumni. So I'm just here to really assist. We had our first game today, humbled the fellas, but now they get the actual look and the field experience. Thank you guys once again for the opportunity, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir.
And I want to give a shout out to Shane Dewinski, senior at St. Margaret's, defenseman, on his commitment to Bellarmine. Fantastic player, great family. I've watched this kid sprout out since he was a little guy into an absolute stud of a player in person. So proud of him that he's going D1. Congrats.
Chris, great update. Thanks. Hey, playoffs are just a week or 2 away. What are you seeing among the top teams, just in terms of seeding? Who do you think will be in that group?
Well, I mean, there's D1, D2, D3, 16 teams, across the board. Division One, obviously, Mater Dei, Loyola, CDM, Foothill could be up there. There's a committee of around 10 coaches from the boys division that will sit down on the 20th and seed these teams. There's a formula to it, and then there's some at-large bids as well. So it's going to be a little tricky. I think the 16-team D1 bracket will be easier to fill. The top 6 of the D2, and then it gets a little bit more difficult with the next 10. And then we have D3. And so, there's mixed emotions about D3. I think where there's one camp that thinks that, hey, this is great for the growth of the sport in Southern California. There's another camp saying, hey, maybe it's not as good of a product as the top D2 or D1 programs, and we're going to crown a champion in D3. So it's kind of an interesting topic to debate.
So we're going to revisit an episode that I like to call Chopper Marriage Counselor. As most of you know by now, Johnny Rodriguez, the boys coach at Mater Dei, is married to Cristina Rodriguez, who's the girls coach at Foothill. You may not have been aware that Courtney Lindsay, the Oaks Christian girls coach, is married to Sean Lindsay, who's the Agora boys coach. So I am here to provide guidance on marriage, and the first lesson was one we handed out maybe a month ago. And so rule number 1 when it comes to a long and successful marriage is never have Tauli Anderson as your maid of honor. And the reason for that is her debut as maid of honor went to her sister's marriage and at that wedding. And as I recall, it was like 80 some odd weeks, Tauli, right?
72 days.
72 days. Okay, I was giving her more credit. So rule number 1, don't have Tauli as your maid of honor. It's bad luck. Rule number 2 that we're going to discuss this week is the art of the tap dance. And as most married people know, it's essential to be able to perform a tap dance. As we have a great illustration of that, a couple weeks ago, we determined that we were going to put the spotlight on Johnny Rodriguez, Mater Dei boys coach, who attended a Mater Dei girls game against Foothill Girls, meaning that his school was playing against his wife. And as Johnny's going to show you here, after we asked him who he was rooting for, this is the art of the marital tap dance.
Let's just say I love my wife. I love her, and I wouldn't want her to come home in defeat. To be honest, go Knights. Go Knights.
And that, my friends, is the key to a long life and a successful marriage. Hey, thanks to all the listeners and viewers who've been tuning into our weekly podcast, Chop Shop, as sponsored by LaxRatz. The current show that's running is Mario Waybell, who is a local high school coach and has some tremendous insight on how to get started with lacrosse and how to build something from nothing. This week's upcoming show will feature our own chief, Lane Jaffe, the Zen master, who tuned in from Tibet atop a mountain to pause in his meditation and speak with us. It's an invitation to all of you to light the incense candle, assume the lotus position, and be ready to learn from our own Zen master, the chief. All right, I'm out of breath and I'm just about out of brain matter. So Tauli, please help me out. How do people find us on social media?
Yes, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube to see our wonderful weekly show at LaxRatz. Like, subscribe, give us a comment, and we will see you on social media.
Okay, once again, a shout out, as Tauli did on the girls' side, to everybody that's sending us videos. More and more of your guys' videos are making it into the top 10. A reminder, it's easy to send them to us. Go to our website, click on video upload. Go to the screen that enables you to drag a video on or access it from your computer, and bingo, you're in touch with us. Make sure the videos are good quality, or if not, put a bug in my ear or the coach's ear and we'll try to speak up for you. But if you didn't make this week's top 10, how would you know? Let's take a look at this week's top 10 and see. Okay, at number 10, this is Sierra Canyon in the dark jerseys versus Glendale in white. And watch Sierra Canyon's Zach Mazahari with the catch and shoot while absorbing the contact. Number 9, and no, this is not Steelers-Ravens in football, despite the uniform similarities. Instead, it's Peninsula's number 1, picking it up, drawing the D, and finding number 25 for the wide open look. Number 8, and we've talked about Redondo girls ball movement all season. And thanks to this fan submission, we see it firsthand. Goalie Morgan Lashen to Natil Cokes, to Riley Strait, and then on to Kylie Thompson, who finds Sofa Gonzalez for the score. Tic-tac-toe on steroids. 7, Westlake in the dark jerseys, PV in white, and the first pass sails out to the long pole, and watch him just wind up and wing this bad boy. Faster miles an hour. Number 6, a fan submission. Oaks Christian in dark, Oak Park in light. We're in overtime, and Nina McInerney gathers the ground ball, jets past the defense to score the game winner despite the contact. You say, big deal, I see that every Sunday in the NFL, but this is high school girls lax. Number 5, Bosco in white versus Jay Sarah, and we've got back-to-back goals by Bosco captain Noah Setek, and it's not by accident. Noah's got an insane work ethic, plays soccer too, maintains a 4.6 GPA, and a laser shot. Number 4, check out Sierra Canyon in dark against Viewpoint. Goalie Jake Pillsbury had an 87.5% save percentage in 2 games, during which he allowed just 1 goal total. In this, the digital age, you know our phrase for this kind of firewall: access denied. Number 3, Culver City, and Ray Sugiyama picks it up only to get crushed by Palisades' Diego Sosa, who somehow avoids a penalty flag and tucks it away. Number 2, Agora in the dark jerseys, and it's Alicia Cannon like she was shot out of one, practicing her craft, weaving, changing hands several times, maneuvering in tight space like a Maserati, before mercifully ending her mastery with the goal. Gather round, girls, and I'll take you all for a spin. And our top play, number 1, Palisades Axel Grieve is old school. Lowers his head, smashes through 2 poles for a score. But wait, there's more. Wins the draw, outruns the field, and rips this one. Hey, is it the gold helmet? I don't know, but enjoy the LaxRatz swag. All right, that's about it for week 8 on LaxRatz. I want to thank everybody for watching us. I also want to thank my co-hosts, Tauli, and the coach, and most of all, our producer, Lisa. This is Chopper saying thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.